Hello guys, I hope you're well and welcome back to Sophia Live. So a day after Kikuyu MP Kimani Ichung'wah made a statement saying that Kiambu region is not part of the Mount Kenya region, Moses Kuria has come out and tell him stop, and nothing is going to separate that, and that the Mount Kenya region will put all their over 6 million votes in one basket. So Moses Kuria is telling Kimani Ichung'wah, go slow, brother. Go very slow. And he is warning these people whom he is referring to as new Kiambu mafia that we know your play and you are not going to succeed in all these games you are trying to bring on. So this is what Moses Kuria has shared on his X platform, formerly Twitter, warning the likes of Kimani Ichung'wah, telling them to go slow because forever the Kiambu region will always be an integral part of the Mount Kenya region. So this is what he tweeted. During Jomo Kenyatta's rule, Kiambu suffered the ignominy of a cabal infamously referred to as Kiambu Mafia. Now there is a new Kiambu Mafia in diapers laced with poo, which is claiming that Kiambu will not be in Mount Kenya region. Let me state categorically that Kiambu will always be part of Mount Kenya and not an isolated Mount Kenya, but one that will be a proud part and parcel of our wonderful nation, Kenya. And for avoidance of doubt, that Mount Kenya will pit all their 6 million votes in one basket in 2027. They will do so unconditionally, without demanding to be given the presidency, the running mate, nor prime cabinet secretary. It is now clear some of these positions have the same value as a recycled toilet paper. So let's relax and chew popcorn for another 92 weeks. This is Moses Kuria's response to Kimani Ichung'wah, and he is going hard on him. He's telling them, you're a new Kiambu mafia, so go slow. We've seen the old one, and now even you, the new one, you are not going anywhere. So Kenyans, of course, have reacted to this. Going through the comments under this post is just people just giving their views, and is of course a mixed reaction to this. And I want to sample some of these comments before we discuss this further. So the Alpha House is asking Moses Kuria, is this an endorsement of Gachagua? And then we have Douglas Orangi says paranoia nationalism. And then Mary Njoroge says, Musa, I now agree with you. Our 6 million votes will be in one basket. Mark Thiongo is telling him that, stop assuming we still take cues from you guys. We just hear without listening. Those 6 million votes include the youth. We'll enlighten our families. No blind votes this time. It is not just about kicking out Ruto. We won't allow replacing Solomon with Rehoboam. Karobo Nderitu is saying this. It seems this is the very mission you are sent to fulfill. Even in the independence struggle, those who mingled with colonialists returned distrusted. One cannot emerge from the other side and suddenly speak for the mountain. And then Sylvester saying, this is what we call positive ethnicity. Protect your resource and votes. Gachagua is endorsed. The last three says, Snoop Kenya says, damn, you are back. I so love this. And then Air Label Entertainment says, Musa Ashasema. And then another person by the name Putin says, ukiwa soba unaongea kama elder. So of course people are now telling Moses Kuria, now we are talking about protecting the votes and the resources of Mount Kenya region, and this is what you should be doing. Others are saying that Moses Kuria has been sent by the other side to confuse people, and then in the last final lap it will just be jumping ships and something like that. The discussion around Mount Kenya region is not ending soon, because this, I think in the last 5 general elections, Anybody who has been supported by Mount Kenya region has been winning election, and I'm talking about presidential election. So this is a region that matters as much as we are saying that we have different other regions. But I think politically speaking, when it comes to presidential election and votes, this is a region that cannot be ignored. And don't forget that politics is about numbers. And this is what Ruto is desperately fighting for. He knows that those numbers are so many to go to one person, and he knows that if the people from the Mount Kenya region cast their votes in one basket, then it is over for him. So as a man, as a politician, he's just trying to use all his tactics to ensure that the 6+ million votes is not going in one basket. It is interesting how this fight is going to go on, but can Kenyans trust Moses Kuria? In politics, don't say that huyu hawezi akapewa pesa. This is the mistake that Kenyans I've seen Kenyans doing or talking about on social media platforms, that mtu anasema huyo jamani mzuri hawezi akapewa pesa na State House achukue. You don't know politicians. You don't know politicians. If wherever you are, you're saying that mtu fulani hawezi chukua pesa from State House, a politician, come on. Najidanganya, these politicians will always, wherever, on earth and in heaven, these people always go for money. Usijidanganye that these people, so even the likes of Moses Kuria, you should not be clapping that Moses Kuria is now standing with the Rigathi Gachagua and something like that. These people know their game are always needs that deeper thinking, because they know how to play these games. They know how to go about it, how to fool people around. Then in the last minute, they'll be making that final decision. So I think Moses Kuria now is standing up to defend the Mount Kenya region, saying that we are not going to allow you to start bringing these unnecessary talks in regards to Mount Kenya and Mount Kenya region. Of course, several other MPs have come out to dismiss Kimani Ichung'wah's message telling him to stop. You see, Kimani Ichung'wah is now the guy who is being used to just throwing messages here and there. This is not the final kind of controversial message Kimani Ichung'wah is going to throw out in public. He is going to make these kind of messages again and again and again, because this is the man that the state is using him to now get the reactions of people and something like that. And you know, now that we are in the middle of talking about the SHA scandal, one of the biggest money heist to ever happen in our country, especially in the health sector, they will be making this kind of controversial statement to try and remove you from the rail, because they know that you are concentrating on matters that is exposing them. And that is something that they don't want to talk to you about SHA. So even that, I believe that it was kind of they're trying to move you from talking about SHA to talk about Mount Kenya and something like that. So the state will always keep you busy. The state will always be throwing in words just to move you from talking about SHA, talking about education, to talking about this, Mount Kenya this, and Mount Kenya that. I know in the next 2 days, they will always come up with a new statement and they will make you forget about SHA. But I just hope that this is going down to the drain. This is not, because the kind of looting we've witnessed in health sector, this should not go just like that. Someone somewhere must be responsible. Kenyans are calling for the resignation of Aden Duale, but Aden Duale now is playing the ethnic card, saying that tunaonawa because you are from the northeastern region. Come on. I read that statement by Aden Duale and I feel like, oh my God. That statement pissed me off, sincerely speaking. These politicians have the audacity to steal millions of shillings. Then they come with that ethnic card, throwing around, we are being targeted because we are from minority region, we are from the northeastern region, we are the minority, and now that the people are not happy that them, come on. We are talking about over 20 non-existent hospitals receiving millions of shillings, and you're talking about you are from the northeastern region. Oh my God. Where these politicians of ours can make you go crazy. I read that statement and I had to take a pause. Like, what are you saying? What are you really saying? The audacity. I saw is also now attacking the Standard Media Group because of that untouchable headline by the Standard newspaper. Come on. You've been stealing a lot. It is evident. It is all over. The evidence are there. The evidences are there. So why are you defending yourself saying that you are being targeted because you are from the minority? Wow. And this is the problem of us having institutions like the DCI, the ESCC, very lame institutions. Like, why do we pay these people and they are not even doing their job? But they are waiting for the opposition from someone from opposition, the likes of Kenan Atembea, so that they can storm their offices and something like that. Why is ESCC not storming Aden Duale's offices? Why is the DCI so silent? This is the question that Kenyans are asking themselves. Were these institutions established only to be going after the opposition team? No. They're being paid by taxpayers' money. They must do their job. So for Aden Duale, I think man is so cornered. I think that they never thought that it will come out. They never imagined that these people, everything will be made in public, and they are now shocked and surprised. But to have an non-existent hospital being paid more than 20 million shillings, wow, hey, unasikia kulia, unasikia kucheka, yani you feel like yani you unatamani kulia, but you don't even know how to cry. Like, how do you disburse 20 million Kenyan shillings to a non-existent hospital? Money that not even county hospitals are receiving. Wow, this is a tragedy. So for Mount Kenya region, of course, it is the talks will always be there, because this is a region with a high number of votes, and people are scrambling to get a part of these votes. So for Moses Kuria and Kimani Ichung'wah, I like this new fight. I like it. It should continue. It should continue, because me nataka to these people reach that point of exposing themselves and exposing one another, because these are people, both of them have been mentioned in several scandals. So me, I'm waiting for that moment they will be exposing themselves, because Kenyans really need to know what these people normally do behind the door. So this is a fight that I am waiting, and I hope it is not stopping here. I like when these politicians expose themselves and they go hard on one another, because it is there and then that we know the truth and we know much about what is happening behind the scenes. So that is it from me for now. Thanks for watching, and this is Sophia Live.